Dear white people. So I was recently watching the Philip DeFranco show, and Philip DeFranco says that the movie Dear White People wasn't all that bad. And I recently watched it yesterday, and well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but to me, it was still racist towards white people and a bit racist to black people too. I mean, I still like it. Still kind of disses black people as well. I did find it funny. I did enjoy it. It's like, man, this is pretty funny, but it's not a movie that I would want to watch again, and it's not a movie that I would want to pay for. For it's like I found the movie to be detached from reality. Like it's kind of like presenting reality a certain way. And I would believe that black people would go through this in the 1980s. So it's like, oh yeah, black people probably went through this in the 1980s, or black people probably are going through this somewhere in the United States. I could believe that black people are going through this probably in Missouri, probably in some parts in Florida, but I still don't think it's an accurate depiction of reality. It's kind of a lot like white people don't come up to me and touch my head. Oh God, my hair looks terrible, doesn't it? Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, white people don't come up to me. It's like white people are not children. White people don't go, oh, let me touch your head. I mean, like, are these people like drunk or high? I mean, I'm sorry, but white people don't do that to me. Or it's kind of a lot like, I think only two white people weren't racist in that movie. Like two white people, the the one fucking the dear black people chick and the girl fucking the black guy. But they were pretty much all the white people in that movie were all racist. And just like using black people, exploiting black people. But I think that it was insulting to black people too. Like I do think that people like That's Guy T, Your Boy Pats, yours truly would get dismissed as Coco, just black people trying to seek the approval of white people. Because I mean, I have told a self deprecating joke before. So it's like, well, because I told a self deprecating joke before, I must be Coco. And I'm pretty sure that that guy T, your boy Pats, I mean, you know, they defend free speech, so we must all be Coco. And it's kind of like that was the girl who's like, I only date white people. Or you're cute, but you're cute for a black person. I would prefer to go with white people and blah 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 blah. It's like this black bitch who hates being black and who tries to be as white as possible. When me, I'm just myself. They just treats black people like a monolith, like we're all really the same. That there are some black people who would act white, but some, black people are all the same. But all black people are different. There are black people in Hollywood who are vegetarian, who are vegan, and it's kind of like, why don't you talk to my family and talk about vegetarianism and veganism? It reminds me of how like Crouch T did a video response saying that if you are black and if you're not a vegan, then you are eternalizing white supremacy. That meat eating and white supremacy are very similar. And what we're doing to the animals is the exact same way what white people did to black people. it's kind of like all black people are different, I did try to go vegan once, and it didn't last very, very long. It was pretty much short lived. And it's kind of like we're all different. Like for me, I went to a predominantly white school. So I spent my time pretty much always surrounded by white people. I was pretty much the only black kid in the class most of the time. And at home, I don't have your typical black family. My mother is Pentecostal Christian, so there was no rap allowed, no hip hop, no devil music. No devil music was allowed because you're either serving the God or you're serving the devil. So I would be stuck listening to this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Woo! And it's kind of a lot like there are so many black people who hate that. They wouldn't mind like listening to Beyonce doing her version of it, but there are, black people who are like, I can't stand this shit. So that is what I would be stuck listening to. I mean, Kirk Franklin isn't bad. I would prefer to listen to Kirk Franklin and Shirley Caesar. She's not so that bad. But I mean, there are other, black folks around my age whose parents were like that too. And it's like, I'm supposed to listen to this shit? I don't want to listen to this shit. But, they were exposed to rap and hip hop. But for me, going to a predominantly white school and being the only black kid in the classroom, I would, be exposed to NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys, which is far, far better than this little light of mine. NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, they're way better than that. And it really does, it really is first come, first serve, where if I probably was exposed to rap and hip hop first, I would probably be into rap and hip hop. But because I've heard NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys first, I was exposed to, that thing. So it would influence my perception. Also, I grew up in a very, very religious household. Now, even though I was an atheist at age like 10, I became an atheist on my own, despite my family being so religious. It just pushed me away from God rather than leading me towards God because they were so strict, and it left me being the weird kid. But I lost my train of thought, but I'll try to get back on track. And this video will be edited because I just lost my train of thoughts. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Being in a religious household, it still affected me. It still impacted me because I can't, even though I'm not a Christian, but I find it hard to stray too far away from it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like I'm an atheist, but I can't really stray too far away from Christianity, even though I don't believe in God. It's kind of like I'm still, it's kind of like I grew up, it's kind of like I grew up not swearing. It's like, don't swear because swearing gets bad, and it's kind of like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And even though I'm an atheist because, I believe religion is bullshit, it's kind of like I still just cannot stray too far away from it. It's kind of like I'm still chained to it in a sense because it's kind of like, don't swear too much. You can't, be around swear words because swear words are bad, or you can't, and you can't disrespect women. Can't have anything that is disrespectful towards women. And while feminists may go through this cognitive dissonance because they are virtue signaling. Virtue signaling feminists are kind of like, this is misogyny, this is misogyny. They turn around like, fuck them bitches, fuck them hoes. For me, I don't really go through that. It's kind of like I would listen to, rap music, and it just references women as bitches and hoes. And it's like, this is really disrespectful to women. I can't listen to this. It's like you're going to call women bitches and hoes. And it's kind of like I just been so tied to it for so long, and that train of thoughts that, white music, like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, it doesn't really deviate too much from what I grew up with. Like no swearing. There isn't much swearing in NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys. I don't really hear swear words. I haven't heard all of their songs. They may have a song with a swear word in it, but I haven't heard it. Or it's kind of like don't be disrespectful towards women, because there is a bit of feminism in the Black community where women should be treated a certain way, especially in the Black religious community. But it's kind of like rap music is so disrespectful towards women that I listened to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys because it was more respectful towards women. So whatever. And also it kind of like it's condemned Tyler Perry movies, but my mother and all my family members, I'm Black, both of my parents are Black. My whole family loves Tyler Perry. And by this is Tyler Perry, it's like, how come this? How come that? How come this? How come that? You know, you you're bashing, well, dear white people, it's bashing my whole Black family who loved Tyler Perry and saw all of the Medea movies. It's just really insulting, and it treats Black people like we got nothing better to do than to, try to please the white man. You know, um, I just found the Everybody Hates Chris guy. Same guy. He's the exact same guy from Everybody Hates Chris. I found that gay fag to be the most relatable. He was the most relatable because he was always himself. It's like, well, I don't really fit in with Black people, but I don't really fit in with white people. Um, but again, I just felt like it was insulting to Black people because it treat Black people like we got nothing better to do than to, suck white cock. And it treats white people like all white people are racist, except for like two people. And one of the guys, he was a cuck. I mean, this Black chick, she cheated on him. She cheated on him. And that guy, he like forgave her. He was like, man, I just want to make you happy. It's like, can you imagine if the roles were reversed? Could you imagine if he cheated on her with a white woman? And she was like, man, you cheated on me with a white woman because I do not fit in with white people. And even though you cheated on me with a white girl, I'm going to still stay by your side. Reverse the races. Reverse the races. How does it seem like now? Hmm? Hmm? If the roles were reversed, nobody's gonna understand a black woman who sticks to the white man who cheated on her because she's not good enough because she doesn't really fit in with white society. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. It really sucks because the one white guy who is more similar to white people around me, he's a cuck. And it's like you got to be a cuck. You got to just be a cocksucker to just be a cool white person. And he did challenge some of her ideas. Her ideas did get challenged, and yes, there are white people out there who do blackface, but um but it's kind of like in the movie, the idea to do blackface, the idea came from a black chick. She wanted to have control. She wanted to be an MC, and she wanted it to be like a hip hop thing. Um, So it's kind of like there are white people who do blackface and whatnot, but we don't even know the context of it. We don't know why they're doing blackface. Is it a joke? Are they trolling? Are they just like, oh yeah, we're trolling, blah, ha 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 ha, I'm a troll? Because um, it's kind of like the kimono party that was the news not that long ago, the kimono party where the white people wanted to be Asian. We could get rid of that. We could get rid of, hip hop parties. We could get rid of Asian parties and whatnot. And we could leave like Irish ones and toga parties and whatnot. But then you'll be stuck celebrating white culture for Halloween. And every Halloween would be a celebration of white culture because there are two reasons why people wear Halloween costumes. People wear Halloween costumes as a form of mockery, yes, but people also wear Halloween costumes to be a person that they love, admire, and respect. There are people who would wear a Halloween costume as a cop, but then give $100 to the police departments. There are people out there who would be a sexy firefighter, and they'll do everything they can for a firefighter. There are some people who would wear a sexy soldier costume. It's like, look at me, I'm a sexy soldier. And give a donate money to the soldiers and do everything they can to help out the vets. Halloween costumes isn't always mockery. Halloween costumes is sometimes because you're loved, you're respected, and you're glorified. If there was a strictly just be white people for Halloween, just be police officer, firefighter, marine, whatnot, they're not going to be sensitive. They're not going to be bitching, whining, and moaning about it. And if these people are getting extra money because of it, it's kind of a lot like um you're hurting yourself. Because I mean, I've been in the black community all my life. I've always been in the black community because I mean I am black, and being in black neighborhoods is kind of like, or listening to the black people, they also get offended when only white costumes are available, where you could only be like Superman, Batman, or whatnot. It's kind of like they get jealous. They get jealous. My kid is like, Mommy, I want to be Batman for Halloween. I want to be Batman. Batman is so cool. Batman is so awesome. Batman is amazing. I want to be Superman. For a kid, like, really wants to be Batman because he loves him, admires him, respects him, it's white guy. And this is where you get, let's let the new Batman be black. How come there isn't a black man being Batman? Because white people don't care if you're other white people for Halloween. If you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a white person for Halloween. White people don't care. White people don't care if you're going to go to Halloween as Batman, Spider-Man, Superman. Um, so I do think it seems to backfire. I mean, it would be a little bit different if you say do your rap hip hop party. Just don't do blackface. You could be Eminem. Be Eminem. Just wear hip hop clothes. But blackface is too far. Just end it with the clothes, and that's it. That is more reasonable than don't do a hip hop party at all. The final problem I would like to address is another significant problem of dear white people. And to me, have you guys read Animal Farm by George Orwell? You should read Animal Farm by George Orwell because I think it signifies the final problem of dear white people, and that is black people are the pigs. Like white people would be Mr. Jones. Again, if you haven't read Animal Farm, you would have no idea what I'm talking about. But white people, they represent Mr. Jones, or this evil human that needs to go. Like there's everything wrong with Mr. Jones. But when it comes to dear white people, black people are the pigs. And here's what I mean. The pigs, they ended up being no different from the humans. They were pretty much the hierarchy, the top of the hierarchy when it comes to the rest of the animals. They are pretty much an aristocratic class of animals when it comes to the rest of the animals. Because you know how like black people like Tyra Banks like to describe us as people of color, or Francesca Ramsey likes to be like people of color. We got blacks, Hispanics, Asians, you know, um, you have like all of these other black people to be people of color to, boost your numbers up. But the black people are like the top of the class, just kind of like how in animal form you got the pigs, the donkeys, the sheep, the cats, the mice, the whatnot. But the pigs are way up here. And dear white people, how many Latinos were there? When it comes to dear white people, zero. I saw zero Latinos, no Latinos. And I saw only one Asian girl. And I'm pretty sure that this one Asian girl is half black because she looks Blasian, because it's like she's pretty dark, and the way her makeup is, the way her hair is, she looks like she may be Blasian. She looks like she's half black. Only one Asian. I didn't really see, Asians, and they don't talk about Asian issues or, Hispanic issues. They mostly focused on black people and black people issues with white people. And I feel like the same with the pigs in animal form. I feel like black people are jealous of white people. Like when it comes to animal farm, the pigs did everything they could to chase Mr. Jones away. They did everything they could to chase Mr. Jones away and get him out of the farm so he could just go. But then soon they were on top of the rest of the animals, and they were the hierarchy class. When it comes to dear white people, you would think that they would have like Asians talk about their grievances to white people. You would have Hispanics saying, you know what, we in the Latino community have this problem with white people. But instead, it's all about black people's problems with white people. Why black people? Why not Asian people? Why not Hispanic people? Black people are the pigs. There are like the aristocracy groups that's going, yeah, white people, these are black people issues. It's kind of how there's Black Lives Matter. How come Black Lives Matter doesn't bring up Asian problems? How come Black Lives Matter doesn't bring up Hispanic problems? It's Black Lives Matter. They don't care about Asians. Black Lives Matter doesn't give two shits about Asians. They don't give two shits about, Hispanics. It's kind of like they don't care about all these other minority groups. Black people are the pigs. They're treated as the hierarchy of the minority groups. You could tell at the Orlando shooting, which affected gays, but they made gay whites get in the back of the line and put black people in the front of the line. It's kind of like, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, or when it comes to dear white people, it exclusively it's about black people grievances towards white people. Like, yeah, white people, yeah, white people, yeah, white people. This is what we're going through. And I've seen YouTube videos where black people talk about dear white people. Like, yeah, white people, we are white people. Yeah, this is what black people are going through. Ignoring that Latino issues are ignored. Asian issues ignored. Why is that? Because you are jealous of white people. You want what they got. You want their power. You want to be like them. That's why you go like, yeah. It's all envy. And you would trade places with a white person. Like, if you could be white, you would probably be white. You want all that power that you think that they have for yourself. To be an aristocracy, to be a special class of people treated better than all people. Because if it wasn't that, then Latino and Asian issues and gay issues would be brought up. They don't mind bringing up a gay black issue, but it would never ever be a gay white man, because the one gay white guy, he was an asshole too. He was like, I want to eat you up like Hershey's. And he said that without choking. I want to eat you up like Hershey's, not choking. And that's the problem with dear white people. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am sorry for the messy hair. And goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.